Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Eva and I am currently documenting my first fitness photo shoot, which we are 2 weeks away, and I am super excited. I am a lot more excited this week. So this video, I did want to talk about my off-plan meal. You guys just saw a little bit of what my husband and I had as my flex meal. That's what I would call it. It's a flex meal where I do have a lot more calories and I have a little bit more of playing around with it. So I wanted to make sure I explain how I track this meal, why is it like a certain amount of calories, and how often I have these flex meals. So for my flex meal this week that you just saw is 1,000 calories. My coach gave me 1,000 calorie flex meal. I do skip 2 of my meals from my normal meal plan. So my 1,000 calorie does replace 2 of my meals, which, it's like a meal and a snack type of thing. And normally it was 800 calories. She bumped it up to 1,000 calories. Now what I do is I start to think ahead of time, what is it that I really want for me to look into, if it fits within my calories or if I might want to make it at home. So if you have been following on my Instagram at a cup of fitness _ you might have noticed I did talk about I was like craving a sandwich, some tacos, and then I forgot what was the other thing that I was craving. I was craving something else. I forgot what it was, but I was between like a sandwich or some tacos. But when it came down to it, my husband and I wanted to make sure we had a nice little date. And I was like, I can have a tacos at home. It's more of a fast food thing. And what I really wanted was just more of a date, a little bit of the moment that we wanted to sit down, have a good time. So about a year ago, we went to this little restaurant called Havana 1920, I believe. I showed it in the video. And it was nice because they had it was like a dim little place. It seemed like very date-like. It is upstairs, so you can look down if you get a certain type of seat. And then they have live music sometimes. So it was a Cuban restaurant. That's really what I decided that I wanted. I wanted to go to a Cuban restaurant. The other thing is, for our honeymoon last year, we did go to, we went to Florida and we visited this little town called the Havana. And I had the most amazing Cuban coffee, and I was really craving that. So I was really craving some coffee. I was also kind of craving a mojito. So I'm going to go over on what I order. So what I do is we think ahead of time on what we want, just because I don't want to confuse myself and all of a sudden want too much and not know what I want afterwards. So we decided we were going to go to the Cuban place. Normally from there, we had ordered the chicken. So that was kind of planned to order a chicken and then a torta cubana because, it's like a sandwich and I really wanted a sandwich. So once we got there, my husband decided to switch it and he was like, let's try something different. So we actually ended up getting a steak, the torta cubana with ropa vieja, and then he wanted some empanadas, so we did get that. Normally I would say no to the appetizers, but it's not just about me, it's also about my husband enjoying his time as well. So we did get the empanadas. I did have a little bit of them. And then what we do, and you might have noticed that in the video that I tried to share, is we order the torta and then we order the steak and then we get some small plates. And then I had half of the torta, he had the other half, and then we go ahead and share the steak with some salad, and it had rice and beans and some plantains. My husband does not like the plantains, so I definitely had those. I love plantains. Now, I did mention that I really like mojitos, and I was in between of ordering a mojito or ordering a dessert. Just because, the mojito does have alcohol, which has calories. In case you guys didn't know, like depending on what alcohol they use, but like let's say a shot of vodka is like around 100 calories plus the things that they add to it, right? So I know they add like cane sugar and all that thing. So the drink could have been anywhere around 300 calories. So I was like, I really wanted more of the coffee, the Cuban coffee, um, which the one I had, I remember had lechera. I could kind of taste it in there, so condensed milk. But I ended up getting the cortadito coffee, which is just more milk, a little bit less coffee. It was delicious. I did end up getting a pastry. The waiter kind of overhyped it just because when I did visit Florida, they did have a guava cream cheese pastry, and that was something that I kind of wanted. But it was like an empanada, and it was good. I mean, the restaurant was great, but I didn't eat the whole thing. And that's another thing that I feel like not a lot of people talk about is if you are not a huge fan of the meal, you don't have to eat the whole thing. Okay? It's okay to just have a few bites, enjoy it, and then that's it. So that's really what we had for my flex meal. Now, this was 1,000 calorie flex meal, and you're probably wondering how would I know that I did eat 1,000 calories? So I have tracked calories for a really long time. I could kind of already see food, and I already know kind of the estimate of calories, but I do go ahead and track it in my Fitness Pal. Now, it's not gonna be a 100% accurate, and I know that because my Fitness Pal or any tracking app, it's not always going to be 100 accurate, especially when you go out to eat, because you don't know exactly what they're putting in the food. Like, you don't know how much butter they put in, you don't know how much oil they put in, you just don't know. All you have to do is just kind of guesstimate, right? Guesstimate the whole thing. And now I did leave like maybe what I would consider 200 calories extra in case I wanted something a little bit more with dessert, or if I did go over or something like that. So it's not supposed to be something that it goes perfect, but I did track it ahead of time to make sure that I did have my 1,000 calories. Why we are having like a flex meal with a certain amount of calories instead of just having like an off-plan meal or go have whatever you want. So I am 2 weeks away from my photo shoot, and to be honest, like the last thing that I want to do is just kind of go and have like everything and mess up all the hard work that I've been doing. Like, seriously, like I've been working so hard for the last 6 months that the last thing I want is just, oh, I'm gonna go have I'm gonna go have a sandwich, I'm gonna go have a donut, I'm gonna go have ice cream, I'm gonna go have, and then all of a sudden it's not like your hard work erases, but you do become more food obsessive the more choices you have. And that is the reason it's a little bit more of a controlled off-plan meal or flex meal. That way I don't become too obsessed with wanting to have everything. And the other thing is I do my best to share all the positive things that come from living a healthy lifestyle, because there is a lot more healthy, positive things that outweighs like maybe like a little bit of the struggles, the sacrifices, and the negatives. So I do want to be as honest as I can with you guys here, because I did get on a call with one of my clients, and she mentioned like she just felt like everybody's making progress except her, and she just sees on social media people like kind of be like, oh, I lost weight and I'm so happy and all this stuff, but people don't share when you are what's really going through your mind. Like, it is so worth it, right? Like, sticking to a healthy lifestyle is definitely worth it. You're gonna feel better Talk about something. So I did think ahead when I wanted as my flex meal because I didn't want to overthink things. Now, that does not mean that I didn't. And I'm very fortunate that I do have my husband that I can talk to, and kind of like he understands how important my goal is, and he kind of brings me back to reality. So there was a point where I was just like, I looked at him and I was just like, I just kind of don't want to have a controlled flex meal. I just want to go be carefree like I was before and not care and eat whatever I want. Even though I wasn't craving anything, there was just this mentality that's like switched for like a few minutes, and I was just like, I just want to be carefree and eat whatever I want, like the way we used to. And we used to go out and have like a burger if we wanted to, some pizza, and like all these things. And he looked at me and he's like, yeah, we did do that. He's like, but you were so unhappy with yourself, which was true. And those are things that we don't think about. So, for example, like I was very unhappy with the way I look and I felt, because honestly, when you do eat um, very high calorie dense meals, like you just feel like crap. Like, and that is something that we both have noticed from being a lot more consistent with our nutrition, because he has also been a lot more consistent with his nutrition, where I find him gravitating towards like not having as much cravings either. Or sometimes like he's like, I'd rather just eat at home type of thing, because we really enjoy our home cooked meals. But I do want to share the fact that a part of me didn't want to just go and binge and eat whatever. I know I don't talk about it as much, and I do want to share that with you guys. But sometimes you have to stop and think of the reality, and you have to realize if your mind's just playing games with you. I know this might sound kind of weird, but a lot of times what we really want, it's we are kind of scared of it, so we try to go back. So that was me trying to go back to my old self. And I a part of me forgot that even when I ate everything that I wanted, like I was not happy, because I wasn't happy with my body. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, that we all go through the struggle. I know it's difficult. I know it's very difficult to stick to eating better, eating healthier. But like I said, the positives always outweighs the struggles. Like I feel so much better. I have so much energy. Everything fits better. My confidence is so high. And another thing with confidence, it has nothing to do with the way I look. It's more of me doing the things I said I was supposed to do. And this is where my confidence is really coming from. Like I said, I was going to get photo shoot ready. I said I was going to do all my workouts, all my cardio, stick to all my meals that I'm supposed to. And every day I do that. And those are promises that I make to myself. And I am to myself that I can do things if I want to. I just need to do them. So that's really where confidence comes from. It comes from showing to yourself that you can do things, okay? So yeah, that was my flex meal, and I want to give you guys a little update from my check-in. So after my flex meal, my weight did go up. I did mention that I had hit a new low. I did go down to 118, which right now I no longer care about the number. So I did hit 118 after my flex meal. My scale went up to 120. My measurements went up as well. But I've been sticking to everything, and that's just normal, just because one, I probably had a little bit more carbs. I had a little bit more fats, which made me retain water my digestion was kind of funky because like I ate a lot more fat dense food. So that's just something that's very normal. I didn't let it affect me the next day. I just got back on track because that is the goal of a flex meal. I have a flex meal and then I go ahead and get back on track the next day, right? Because you can really erase your hard work if you have your flex meal and then the next day you just completely forget about everything else. um, so my coach responded, and we're sticking to everything the same. I mean, we are 2 weeks out. I kind of thought things were gonna get a little harder, and I thought, like, sometimes we think things supposed to get hard and it's not even like that. I thought maybe we're gonna remove the flex meal, but she actually kept another flex meal. And this time my husband and I decided that we're probably gonna make it at home, have a cute little date at home. It's so much cheaper too. Or either I go for a breakfast. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted, a really good breakfast that I didn't have to cook myself, because my breakfasts are really good, you guys. I love my breakfast time. So cardio stayed the same. We're doing 35 minutes 4 times a week at an incline on the treadmill, so that is super easy. We're not doing the stairs. I don't even look at them. Like, I haven't been on the stairs now for I think 2 months. Workouts stay the same. I did keep a flex meal. Yeah, and that's just how 2 weeks out from my photo shoot is going. Right now my body is like, I could feel the difference, and I could start really noticing the really minor detail differences. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and insert a video that I I posted on Instagram of like me doing pull-ups because my husband recorded. And it's so funny because sometimes you're like, I'm not making any progress, but when you compare from one to another, you realize how much progress you make on things that you don't even notice, right? Like my back. I don't really look at my back all the time. So that's been a lot more exciting. I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys my at-home ab routine. So I do have an ab routine that I do at home when I don't feel like going to a gym. I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys one round of that. Just know that I do not make the prettiest faces working out, okay? I record this and I'm actually working out as I record them. And this is something that I feel like nobody talks about. Like, you should not be making pretty faces when you work out. Things should not feel easy, okay? It should feel very hard. It should feel difficult in a sense where you are making ugly faces. I mean, men at the gym make ugly faces. They don't care. And I feel like women, we are so self-conscious of the faces that we make that we are kind of like always trying to look pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and share that just so you guys see what I look like working out, I guess. If you haven't subscribed to my video, I did see I got a whole new subscribers on here, so thank you so much for subscribing. If you guys want to see anything special these next 2 weeks, then just let me know. I did give a tan another go. I am back to my normal skin color, but you might have noticed in the beginning of this video, when I was recording my face, I think I was like freaking out because I was like, why does my face look so white? I was telling my husband, so you might notice there's like a difference just because this is my natural kind of skin color. So I don't have really makeup for like the tan. So that's the one thing that I kind of been struggling. Like, I like the tan, but then my face looks way different than my whole body. I'm gonna cut it short. This was a lot longer than what I thought. I have changed it to uploading every Thursday. It seems like that's a better time to upload for now. And once again, thank you for watching. If you really like this video, then go ahead and give it a like and leave me a little comment of what else you would like to see or what you want to know. But we are 2 weeks out from the photo shoot. Super excited. I'll see you guys next week. All right, bye.